What an introduction to the day from Joe Yulong. 130 on break to take a 1-0 lead over Joe O'Connor. So is that the start of a salvage operation? On table 2, the first frame of the day still in progress. Looks as though Ricky Walden is going to win it, but he's not mathematically there yet. He's taking on Nopon Sankom, of course. You know, when it comes to unbelievable starts to a day, one that sticks in my mind. In 1991, you'll recall this, Peter, when the game went over, there were 3 qualifying venues, Bolton, Liverpool and Sheffield. I can't remember where this one happened, but where it was, this ceremony, Peter Ebden holding in the first frame out of 1-4. He turned out to be a hard player. And what a competitor. What a backbone. Attracted into some of the players who we know have got good talent, but underachievers. That would be such a boost for them. He was one on his own, wasn't he?
Yeah, and obviously he's one of the few players these days I'm just not convinced you can teach what Peter Ebden had. It's just unique, wasn't it? He's hard, he's never said I hate you. Yeah, I mean, pass that on to somebody that will be absolutely priceless.
The thing was, when he was falling down at the best of 9, he still thought he would win. One match involving Ebden, it wasn't especially important, but again, 5-6, if I remember, he was in decline, he was playing Jimmy White. You had 4-0 up, White came back to 4-4, and you think, well, White's got all the momentum, he's a wonderful player when things are going his way, and surely he's going to win. It was so solid in the deciding frame, you'd have thought he was the one who'd come back from 4-0 down.
Back down to Mark. If not, he's probably going to have to just leave the well, his black cushion somewhere. And containing safety.
Ricky Walden, by the way, did win the first frame against Nopon Sankom. So, as it stands right now, with 10 frames won and 4 lost. He is at the top of the table.
Superb shot. Superb shot from where he was. Catching red. Way for thin to avoid the corner pocket. Screw across the table to land on the black into the same pocket. That's been played absolutely to perfection. Tremendous shot. Reds are barely open, but Black's boys are a little bit congested. Maybe we'll try and just trust to a bit of luck here and try and open that area out a little bit. Hope he gets on for the red and breathe a black spot. That is what he's trying, but I don't really think he's giving it enough pace to get the balls moving. I think it's going to be just a safety shot. Try and get the white down somewhere behind the yellow. I'd get in behind the green and brown, but I'm sure that's possible. You've got to be really careful he doesn't kiss that red on the left hand side.
Drop on 8.
Joe's going to be very disappointed with that black, especially after how good the first initial red was. It's not a good shot though. The hand on the table. Should be getting that white ball right back into the ball cushion. As for that, as you lot, has been duly punished. So you got the angle. Brown to screw back down the table.
Joe O'Connor here will be hoping for two things. Obviously, a victory of his own, but it will also be beneficial for him in terms of the group standings if Walden were to beat Upon Sancon. The main thing is, you can't control other matches, just control this one and try and improve on yesterday, which was definitely a downgrade from what it can be for in Group 6.
And again, he's not happy with that. He's trying to screw down into the reds and he's caught the bump for the middle pocket, which is again putting out for position. How does this red cut into the left-hand corner? They're going to go at it. The green's there if you can put it.
Corner 5.
This will surprise you, Peter. These two have only played on one previous occasion. It was a best of 5, but it was also a ranking event. The British Open in 2021. Last 16, actually, right here at the Mattioli Arena. Joe Long made a century and won 3-2.
Is that an over for today? He's already had the century.
Yeah, that event, best of 5s, I think is a little bit harsh, isn't it? I've got no problem with best of 7s, but 5 is just a wee bit short for me.
Yeah.
In a ranking context.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, yeah, but if my memory serves me correct, I think I'm almost certain he's still got, the tournament itself still got won by one of the top players.
Mark Williams,
yeah. So, you know, it doesn't kind of seem to matter. I mean, most of the pros like to play longer matches. They say it's, you know, it's a leveler, but when the matches are short, but you still find that those top boys come out on top.
Well, do you remember the one-off WST Pro Series event? That was best of 3s, and Williams won that. Again, ranking event status bestowed to that tournament, so yeah, he can win when you've got to get to 18 frames, he can win when you've got to get to 2.
He's another one of those players, though, that I'm sure you could teach what he's got. He's just got a manner about him that he's just so calm and, like, unruffled that I'm not sure you can, that's just him as a person. One pot from Joe O'Connor, that's his 3rd in this frame.
Which technically is a good sign.
Yeah, both very good. Established professionals now. O'Connor and Long. How did they get on the tour, these two, Phil? Do we know?
I will check it. Joe Long, of course, was on because he won the World Amateur at the age of 15. That gets you on.
Okay, that's another great positional shot from Joe O'Connor. Good thing is he's touching and he can play the white now anywhere onto the table. Can he get it in behind the green? Hard enough? No, is the answer.
Corner 5.
Fairly routine safety shot for Long. That is a massive let off because having said that, he's played a terrible shot to get the double kiss.
Yeah, O'Connor came onto the tour through the EBSA playoffs. 2018, that year he also won the English Amateur Championship. English Amateur Championship, first contested in 1916.
Wow.
So predates the World Championship by 11 years. Of course, our commentary colleague, Stephen Allworth, is the defending champion. Well, the first frame was perfect. This is imperfect. Quite a scrappy start.
Yeah, very. And Joe's already been in amongst the balls 3 times and only mustered 18 points.
So the first winner of the English Amateur Championship was Charles Jakes, who defended in 1917. As for the third winner, Harry Lukens, and his notable distinction, he was from the United States of America.
This is a much better chance for Joe O'Connor now. Really poor safety shot from you lot. Way too thick.
By the way, if you're watching us in America, nice and early, breakfast time snooker for you on the East Coast, middle of the night snooker on the West. Thanks for your support and your company. Yesterday, Peter, you were mentioning the Moscone Cup and my experience over there. Snooker is definitely becoming more popular in the USA. 2-0 to Ricky Walden on table 2. Already home and dry in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a pro on the tour now from USA, I believe.
Yes. More and more tables there. When Joe Trump played in the US Open 9-ball in Atlantic City a few years back, it created extraordinary interest and what was really quite strange. So many of his fellow competitors in that tournament were asking Judd for his autograph. What was ludicrous, the bookmakers made Trump favourite to win it, and he got no chance because he got no experience in 9-ball. He was heavily beaten in the end by Jason Shaw.
Not much to do here. Joe O'Connor. It's nicely positioned. Already got 45 points lead.
20. Just mentioning 9-ball there. One of the first big major World 9-ball Tour ranking events of the year will be played right here in the United Kingdom, actually here in the English Midlands, at the Telford International Centre. Tickets are currently on sale. It's a really good day out. You get to see loads and loads of world-class players. It's May 6 to 11. Telford International Centre, of course, a couple of months earlier, will host the Players' Championship in snooker.
Just come on the show. It's red. Should be okay. Just drop it in. Having said that,
30.
it's got it fractionally too thick, and he's left it hanging over the pocket. We can get a long mount a counter attack.
When you're well behind, your chances of winning a frame depend on how the balls sit. Well, for Joe Long, they're favourable. We saw a frame here earlier this week which had quite a big influence, actually, kept Joe O'Connor in the tournament. Stuart Bingham was 67 in front with 67 all against Neil Robertson, and all of the Reds were awkward or on cushions, and yet Robertson still won the frame. It was highly unlikely when he was so far behind, but he got the job done. Whereas here, you can see the pattern for a clearance.
7.
Yeah, there's not much to do. The positional side, or the point, 5 reds. Nicely in the open.
8.
These are the frames that really hurt their opponent. He's had 4 chances as O'Connor.
If a player wins a decider in a big match, and they do an interview straight afterwards, you so often hear them say, all I wanted was one chance. As Peter has said, O'Connor's had multiple chances in this frame. And now he's justifiably worried he's going to fall 2-0 down.
23.
It's hard to see where this one can go wrong.
20.
Reds and colours are absolutely perfect. maybe go down for a low ball colour off the last red just to make the clearance even easier. What colours now though, so to play off the black shouldn't be a problem. Over on table 2, Ricky Walden's nicely in the balls. Looking at a 3-0 win over up on Sankom. He's not there yet. Away short, but he's got the chance to bring it up. Just take Johnny to look exactly where he wants to leave the cue ball in pointless yellow to have the perfect angle to come out for the brown. Two in front. How far in front? So just green, brown and blue. As soon as O'Connor undercut that red to the top corner pocket, you couldn't help but suspect this might happen. Yeah, absolutely. And he's taken them well. He's not left himself any difficult shots. He's controlled the cue ball really nicely. Short there though, so there is just a grain of doubt about the blue. No problem. Yeah, impressive stuff. Get punished for his mistakes, and then first mistake O'Connor's made has been severely punished. Yes, so Zhou Yulonga made 131 total clearance in the first frame. Clears up from well behind in the second with 81. Good stuff from him. 2-0 ahead.
For all of his struggles yesterday, Joe Yulong looks at a different player today. Much, much better. He's 2-0 up on Joe O'Connor, who now has to win the next 3 frames to stand any chance of making the semi-final playoffs. This has been a packed week for him. He's played in all 3 groups, all 6 days. He came close to making the winners group in Group 6, denied only by the brilliance of Judd Trump in the final. But I think here, he would need now something miraculous. Mathematically not out of it, but he's on the brink.
Yeah, I think for Joe, he's making far too many mistakes. It's a serious challenge. He's getting chances. Tilted on red. Here's left a chance. It's close.
Isn't it strange though, that shot, that semi-blind cutback? If you're going to see it missed, far more often than not, it's just when a player overcuts the ball, it's obviously an alignment trick.
Too bad. It's like he has left this red. It's a possibility that position side is not easy. Blessed with IQ power. Couldn't get back out into the open, but that's not too bad. He's finished low enough on the blue where he can go in between the green and brown and back down the table for the red, just above the black.
मैं बड़ा हो गया क्या ओ मैं पैसे ले सकता हूँ
Needs a bounce, and it's bounced enough.
Yeah, no, needs an angle. Something, probably the blue, to get into the reds. Let's go and over again. Should try and put enough cue power to try and split these reds up. Still, well, it's going to be difficult. He's going to have to use the cushion and back into them. It's a great effort, but just couldn't quite generate enough, I don't think. Fantastic effort.
We made the point yesterday that one of the reasons we've seen so many high breaks this week, the balls have been spreading beautifully, but from that particular kind of shot, you needed to give them so much welly.
Yeah, when they're so tightly packed together and you catch one of the balls full on, they don't really move very far. Still thinks he can pop this red. This is super awkward queuing. Competition again, not guaranteed. Good effort from where he was.
And also a good lesson for any aspiring match players. Did you notice how circumspect he was when he was removing? Spider didn't want to catch a red and make a foul shot. Oh, and look at this now.
Two really good shots there. Definite chance to wrap this match up. Oh, that red didn't go in cleanly because he caught it slightly too thick. Now he's a little bit low on the black. Gonna have to play a delicate cannon again and hope he can land on a red nicely. Yeah, not out of the woods yet. He's on a red, but again, the positional aspect. It's going to take some working out. He's going to have to cannon these 4 reds and just try and run out slightly. And that's what happens. Now, can he get through the gap to play the pink? If not, it's going to have to be the long blue with the red going over the corner pocket.
Pressure on this, it's a potential match winner or frame loser. Sweet, now that's the kind of cueing he wasn't delivering yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw the difference. No hesitation, a nice confident strike of the ball. Didn't overhit it, didn't underhit it. Just cued it perfect.
Over on table 2, an improved outlook for Nopon Sankam. He was 2-0 down and 45-0 down in the third frame against Ricky Walden. But Walden missed a black off his spot.
22.
It didn't lead to this chance directly, but it gave Sankama a lifeline.
He didn't play that black grey though, did he? Not Bob. Left himself a really tricky shot on the yellow. The position on the green is awkward. Well, let's see if that practice with the rest this morning pays off. For you long. Looks a different player today.
Yes, and he plays Nopon Sankam next over on table 2. Yeah, he's right back in contention for this. Of course, most players would never have to play only 2 matches on the first day of the group, but with it being a revised schedule due to the withdrawal of Jack Jones, that was the case for Zhou Yulong. So he's still got 3 matches, including this one. Today, he can turn things around. After that Nopon Sankar match this afternoon, he plays Dave Gilbert on this table at 4:30.
Yeah, that could be a good thing for him, especially the way he's played in this match. Everybody has days where everything just goes right for you. You feel great, you hit the ball well, ball's break up for you nicely, and He's thoroughly deserved his 2-0 lead here. Just got to be a little bit careful with the positional side. Doesn't want to screwing off in the middle or run through and leave himself nowhere.
58.
He's almost at the winning line. Oh, listen. Stun through the gap maybe. Off the black cushion and back out again. That's what we're really risking in cannons. Yeah, that's the shot. Although he didn't really mean that case, that's worked out perfect. Red and black. We'll see him home.
64.
Yes, and winning was imperative. Winning 3-0 is a bonus. He's won a lost record in terms of frames. He's now only -1.
71.
5 frames won, 6 lost. Yes, things are much rosier for Zhou Yulong.
72.
I can tell you Nopon Sankam did win the 3rd frame against Ricky Walden on the blue. Peter was saying about the tough yellow he had. He played it perfectly, knocked in the yellow and dislodged the awkward green from the ball cushion, left it right over the pocket and went from there. So Walden's lead reduced to 2-1. As such, there will be a hiatus on table 2 for a while because, as we've mentioned, the next match over there is Nopon Sankam against Zhou Yulong.
80s.
There will only be 5 minutes or so between the 2 contests after Sankam and Walden wraps up.
92.
This has been a brilliant display this morning.
93.
There's a hit in the
100.
70s, I believe. What a difference a day makes.
101.
The next line was 24 little hours. That most certainly applies to Zhou Yulong. He's come out this morning and this has been a very accomplished performance.
108.
Yeah, superb.
110.
I suppose the small consolation for Joe O'Connor is probably be home in about 10 minutes, Phil.
Indeed. Of course, he still has one more match to play, but I think he can go home and come back for that one. And he's had a
107.
profitable week. Of course, he was the overall runner-up in the Championship League last season, lost out to Mark Selby in the final. The winners group will not feature O'Connor this time, though. It might feature Zhou Yulong. It will if he carries on playing like this.
28. 135 in the frame.
Well, that was world class. 131 in the first frame, an 81 clearance from well behind in the second, and then 135 to complete victory. So Zhou Yulong, he's back on the road to possible semi-final qualification. He has his first point on the board. Joe O'Connor is eliminated from the tournament. Next up, in around 5 minutes' time, Table 1 will host Zhao Gudong against David Gilbert. This is the updated group table. Group 7, BetVictor Championship League Snooker. And look at Zhou Yulong off the foot of the table, very impressively indeed. Couple of centuries, couple of total clearances in fact, and a vital clearance in the middle frame of his 3-0 win over Joe O'Connor. So one definitive. O'Connor, regardless of what happens in his last match later on, he will not make the playoffs. So his tournament is basically over. Zhao Guodong and Ricky Walden looking good. Walden's playing Noppon Sancom at the moment. Walden leads 2-1. He was well in front at 2-0. Missed the Blackovic spot, and just as I'm talking to you, he was in the balls again in the fourth frame and overcut a Brown to the middle pocket. So maybe Sancom can pull something out of the fire there. Sancom stays on table 2 to take on Zhou Yulong. Here, it will be Zhao Guodong against Dave Gilbert. Victory for Zhao, it would seem. Nowhere near as important as it is for his opponent.
First frame. Zhao Guodong to
I think that's fair, Stephen. Stephen Hallworth's in the commentary box with me.
Yeah, I would agree, certainly. David Gilbert's really, well, it's hard to say he struggled because he sort of played one way in this group. He's been all-out attack right from the off, so it tends to be the case. If you're potting everything when you're playing like that, you're going to win matches, but the odd ball you miss, inevitably the balls will all be there for your opponent. He's played very loose, David Gilbert, and that's why he finds himself in the position he is. 3 matches played with just the single point to his name. Zhao Guodong, however, has played quite nicely. Started the day off brilliantly yesterday with a victory over fellow countryman Zhou Yulong with 2 century breaks. Made a 1-3-5 as well against Noppon, so he's probably played the better snooker, certainly, but his groups are very tight and anything can happen. Basically, David Gilbert, it feels like a must-win game for him.
Yes, the ideal scenario for him would be to win this match and for Walden to beat Sancom on table 2. This was a wobbler, wasn't it?
1.
Yes, and because he didn't pop the red as he intended, he landed very awkward on that black, but that was an excellent pot.
8.
Queuing over a red ball, badly hampered. Although if he's going to keep this break going, he needs another good pot here.
Zhao Guodong 8.
Dave Gilbert's had the better of their meetings on the tour. Outside of the Championship League, he's won 5 of their 7 clashes. Well, what happened there? We don't see many kicks, but maybe that was a bad contact. It certainly seemed that way. Surely Gilbert won't miss a shot like that by so much.
1.
Zhao Guodong will be hoping for a repeat of what happened between these two in Group 7 of this tournament 10 years ago. He beat Dave Gilbert 3-2 in the group phase, then 3-0 in the playoffs. the group final, in fact.
Four.
But lately, Gilbert's had a couple of very good results against Xiao Guodong on a big occasion. I'll tell you about that in a moment. But over on table 2, Ricky Walden could have a chance here to wrap up a 3-1 win. The brown not in his favour. The rest of the balls most certainly are, Stephen.
Yeah, the key shot is clearly going to be green to brown. Quite deceiving as well. It's near the left side cushion, very, very cute angle into that middle pocket. So I'd ideally like to get in behind it, get the cue ball somewhere on that left side cushion for options of middle or corner pocket for the brown.
Well,
We'll see how Ricky goes about this. Well, he's got the perfect angle on this green, and where he's pointing his cue there, that's where he'd like to be, somewhere on that side cushion. If he overruns it, he might have the brown to the middle. Hits it just right, he'll have it to the corner. Just wants to come across the face of the blue.
20.
Quite got into the cue ball as well as he would have liked, so this is now very tricky. Needed a little more stun on that cue ball, just send it a fraction wider off the cushion. Try and get closer to the brown. How awkward's this then? In between left corner pocket and right corner pocket.
It's a shot you do not want at any stage of any frame. Oh, that was terrific. Okay. There's still some doubt about the frame because this blue is not a gimme, but he floated that one in terrifically.
Yeah, that brown was a superb shot. Laid into a blind pocket. Had to fully commit to his line, and he's knocked in the blue comfortably, so it's going to be another 3-1 win for Ricky Walden. Another point on the board. Great performance.
Indeed, and when you think psychologically, he had a blow this time yesterday. He beat Jack Jones nicely, making a century in a 90-odd. And then Jones withdrew, so that match didn't count. So he had to start all over again, and subsequently he's won 4 matches out of 4, and he tops the table. Good on him.
Yes, and of course making the most of his late call on Ricky Walden. Fang Zhengyi decided to withdraw from the event. Ricky got the call, and he hasn't looked back.
So the Walden win over Noppon Sankam, a boost for both Dave Gilbert and indeed Joe Yulong. But of course, you can't get through groups relying on other people. You have to do something yourself, and Gilbert has to get going. I was mentioning that Gilbert has had two very important results against Xiao Guodong recently.
40.
In last year's World Championship, he beat Xiao 10-6 in the final qualifying round. That led to big things because he went on to the semi-finals, knocking out defending champion Luca Brazil on the way. And he also beat Xiao Guodong 6-4 in the last 32 of this season's UK Championship. Now we'd like an angle to go into the pack, but the direct route into them is not ideal because of the pink being massively in the way. If he's going to play the blue, to catch that pink full in the face. Yeah, that was always
41.
very, very difficult. He took a gamble, Xiao Guodong. It looked a lot worse than it actually is, I suppose, because look at the distance between the pink and the pack there. Back to potted the pink.
Xiao Guodong 41.
There was always a chance that could happen. Unless this pink had to be respotted as well. When the pink went in for that split second, Xiao was really hoping he wasn't going to go into the bunch, but he ended up doing so. But I think the luck might have switched with, as Stephen said, this replacement. Trouble was Gilbert could still see enough of the cue ball not to be hampered. Got a turnaround, Stephen. Yeah, that was a very good pot actually, because as you say, he was right amongst them there. All the hard work in this break has been done for Dave Gilbert. You can see the red by the pink spot will pass to this right corner pocket. Three reds by the pink as well are pretty open, so a half chance for Dave. Second match of the day on table 2 has just broken off.
50.
Sakon looking to overcome the disappointment of that defeat by Walden. Badly needs a win in that match. It's his last contest. If he can win it, he'll be in the thick of things for the playoff.
Dave Gilbert 20.
I think that previous shot just sums up the past 2 days for David Gilbert. As he missed that red, he went back to his chair saying, how can you finish there? And he's right, sometimes when things aren't going your way, the balls just punish you. He's landed in a spot there that was so awkward. He could have been right behind another easier red. I think that probably affected the shot. He ended up trying the red to the yellow pocket. Had he have played for it into the yellow pocket, he probably would have potted it, but the frustration from the previous shot certainly affected that one. If Xiao wins this match, he will go back top of the table from Walden, and then he'll have a very lengthy wait before the playoffs begin, probably around 6 o'clock this evening. This is his last round robin contest. Just to reiterate, there will be the bigger gap than normal between sessions, because there's only 2 matches on both tables in this session as a consequence of it being a 6-man group because of the withdrawal yesterday of Jack Jones. So that is frame ball. And Stephen, it's not an outcome to the frame that will lighten Gilbert's mood. No, certainly not. The last shot he played, Dave, he wasn't happy one bit, was he? He went back to his seat. I was just about to say, he looked in the background like he was doing some meditation, and he still seems to be doing it, or he's trying to talk himself into some positivity, but let's see where it's going to come from for Dave Gilbert. Don't know about meditation, he might need medication because he's feeling sick right now.
28.
And he's got to tell himself that things can turn around. That's the way of it in the Championship League.
30.
Yeah, because the simple fact is, if he wins this game and then he wins his next, he's in the playoffs.
35.
So he's got to try and dig deep here. I wonder if he even knows it. I'm sure he does. The players aren't daft. They quite often study all the permutations of the group, but Gilbert must know that he's got a chance to get out of this group and into the playoffs, to give himself a chance. He has to get the win.
46.
And right now, the only win has gone to Xiao Guodong in the first frame. Finishing off for the half-century clearance after Dave Gilbert missed that red to a distant ball pocket. So Xiao, who won 3 matches yesterday, has taken the first frame today. Can David Gilbert, twice a Crucible semi-finalist, start to show his true colours? Time is left, but it's also running out. The safety shot hasn't quite worked out for Dave because he's pushed Red over to the left side, which Sheldon has access to, so he'll be attempting this. He's knocked in some brilliant balls over the past day and a half show. He'd love to find another one here. Again, that was just so well struck. What he gains from this tournament, Gilbert would do well to get his mind in gear because on Monday he takes on Ben Wollaston in the German Masters over in Berlin. A couple of good performances here, all coming back to win the group. I think in terms of that tournament would do Gilbert wonders. Yeah, I think so, because it's very difficult when you play a certain way and you think in a certain way, as Dave Gilbert is at the minute, to then just brush that off and go again in the next event. There's no doubt those negative thoughts and negative attributes will stay with you going into that next tournament. As hard as you try to reset and go again, he wants to try and give himself something positive to leave here with. Just being a single win or a good frame, something to think about. It's not worked out ideally, but could have been worse. Well, he needs that cue to run, and it's not going to, so partially out of position. Was playing into an area there, Zhao. Actually, seemingly landed on nothing. The safety shot isn't straightforward either because he can't get to the edge of the pack.
They're not able to gain any sort of advantage there, Joe. Landed in a spot where he couldn't do much. Well, presumably Dave was trying to carve access to this single red in ball, try and leave the cue ball somewhere in line with the green. They immediately handed control of the table back to Zhao Guidong by allowing him to play that safety.
Yeah, Zhao is back in Berlin for the German Masters. Plays Fan Zhengyi in the first round on Tuesday. That's a cracking pot. Deserves position. But nothing is doing. You could say leaving that lone red is a little unlucky, but the way the pack was set up, what's the possibility that could happen, especially with excess pace on the white off the cushion?
Well, he's looking for an angle off this black. He's got one, but not a favourable one to go into the reds. Wanted that cue ball to travel fraction further up the table. Can he just catch them? Yeah, he had to play it at that sort of pace to get the cue ball into them any harder, and it would have arced around the back. So there's probably a ball or two's roll away there from being perfect on that black. Once again, he's fallen out of position.
Infield at 8.
Start of this frame, though, I think we have seen a few positive signs. Just in a couple of shot selections, general attitude. It's all looking a lot more positive for Zhou Yulong on table 2. He's got the first chance in the opening frame against Nopon Sankon, but a very good one at that. And bear in mind, we know from what we've seen here earlier, he's back in the scoring groove.
It's not been a bad standard, this group, by any stretch, but it feels like it's not reached the heights anywhere near the other groups, just purely because of how ridiculous the scoring was in particularly Group 5 and Group 6. There were century breaks knocked in. It felt like every frame, every other frame. It was incredible. We got very lucky seeing that sort of standard from the players. It was pretty much one visit stuff for 4 days straight.
Yeah, Group 5, we saw 33 centuries, which is the most in any group in the Championship League history. In that group, one session alone produced 17 centuries. That was 3 best of 5s on one table, 3 best of 5s on the other. Again, an unprecedented total for a session. Yeah, that's a good return of safety. For Q1 just runs on and cuts off access down this right side. Dave's got the very thin edge of this red on the side cushion, needs to be careful of the double kiss. No, he's played very, very well. Well, it felt like it was all his eggs in one basket there. He fully committed to that long red. Played it in such a way that he expected to be on the black. He may have been. But this red have come very close. It probably felt and looked very good when he initially struck the cue ball, but just not quite accurate enough. That has been the theme of Dave Gilbert's Group 7. Just not quite there.